Hey guys, I'm Jeff the Homestead Dad, and welcome to the Homestead. A subscriber of mine named Murtasma, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, asked about what I would look for in if I was going to be buying a new piece of property, or like how to go about finding a place for animals. So I figured I would do a quick video on that. When I first started this whole journey, we lived in Redford Township, Michigan, which is an urban city, high density living right outside the city of Detroit. Hi, dog. Want to say hi? And I wanted to start having chickens. We had a little like 40 foot by 80 foot or 120 foot lot, really small, detached garage, almost no yard, but I wanted chickens. So I started looking, and there's a website called, used to be called municode.com. Now I think it's library.municode, M-U-N-I code.com. And you can go in there, and a lot of cities, townships throughout the country have their municipal codes on there. So I went on there, and I found out that at that time I was allowed to have 3 non-livestock animals. So I called my chickens pets, and I had 3 chickens. We didn't have a dog at the time, so that's what I had. I had 3 chickens. I built a 4 foot by 8 foot run with a 4 foot by 4 foot coop over top, and I actually got a call once from one of the employees at the township, and they said, "Hey, are you the guy with chickens?" I said, "Yep." And they said, "You're not allowed to have chickens." And I said, "Well, based on this code, 12-4 subsection B or whatever it happened to be at the time, I am." And he said, "Well, I'll call you back." He never called me back. "Hey, you're pushing my arm around that I'm trying to hold the camera with. That's not helpful. You need a haircut." He's got a haircut appointment in a couple weeks, but we haven't been able to get him in because of COVID. Anyway, so when we moved from there, we moved to a more rural community, further away from Detroit, but we lived in a subdivision with a homeowners association. Quit it. You're being rude. So I probably could have gotten away with having outdoor rabbits, like on the back of my house or something. But we didn't do that. But we only lived in that house for, I think, 3 years. And after about 2 years, we realized that we were more interested in having property than we were in having a really nice house. We had a really nice house. So we started looking, and then we eventually decided to buy this place for my parents. This property is zoned agricultural, so I can kind of do whatever I want within reason. I don't believe that there's any like densities. I don't think there's a per acre minimum that I have to have in order to do animals, because I am within that agricultural zone. So if you're looking for a piece of property, the first thing that I would do is start look in the area that you're looking. I would start going to township and city websites. Cities, obviously, if you're in a city proper, you're going to be less likely to be able to do the things that you want. Now, that's changing a little bit, and actually just south of us, Ann Arbor is one of the better places. They have been increasing the amount of chickens and poultry and stuff that you're allowed to have. It used to be you could have, like, I forget, 2 or 3. They've been making their laws better with regards to having poultry and rabbits and stuff like that. That being said, you're still going to get pushback with goats or sheep or anything like that. So I would go to the township or the city's website, and most of them will have like a zoning use map. So in our township, it has a master map on their website. You can go and look at it, and we're zoned agriculture. In fact, most of our township is agriculture, which then you can go and look and see what the ag is zoned for, what you're allowed to do. There's sometimes high density agricultural or low density residential and stuff like that. So I mean, there'll be spaces where they call it low density residential, where it has to be at least a 1 acre minimum, but you're still not allowed to have animals. So you need to figure that out. And I would do as much research as I possibly could online, because the second that you call someplace, they're going to, it kind of puts you on their radar. So if you're looking beforehand, before you buy a piece of property, you can sometimes just call and say like, hey, you know, I'm looking in this area, what am I allowed to do? And then you're not giving them an address or your name, and they can give you some ideas. Sometimes they're reticent to give out information like that because they don't want people moving in and having 30 or 50 or 60 or 100 chickens. So the more you can do online, the better. But yeah, the further you live out, and the more, like if you live in an area where there are lots of farms, and there are farms with cows and horses and chickens already, you kind of will know at that point that it's allowed. Obviously, if you move into a subdivision, even if they have like a 3 acre minimum or something, but it's really nice houses and none of them have any animals, or they just have horses. Sometimes horse people do not like other livestock, not always, but sometimes. So that would be my recommendation. I do as much research before purchasing a piece of property as you can. Now, if you're living on a piece of property right now, and you've decided, kind of like I did when I lived in Redford, that after moving in, you wanted to start doing this, I'd do as much research as I could, and then I'd push the limits as much as and I'm not telling you to break the law, because I wouldn't do that. But you've got to make your own decision. I decided that I was going to push the limits as much as I could because I really wanted chickens. And I started doing some gardening and stuff like that. And I know other people who, you know, they'll have rabbits, and they'll, you know, they'll do more than they're supposed to be, because they know that if they ask for permission, they're not going to get it. So they'll, you know, they would, you know, ask for forgiveness rather than permission type of thing. Now, that's up to you as to what you want to do. You can also try to get on like the township board or the city council and get the regulations and the zoning changed. But that's a long play. I have a cousin in Wisconsin who really wants chickens. My uncle, her dad, is on the board of the township or the city, and yeah, they've been trying for a while. But if people have a stigma about chickens. You know, they think, oh, if you let chickens in now, you know, the whole city becomes a barnyard and it stinks and yada, 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 which is not true. I will always contend that chickens are less smelly and less noisy than dogs are. Dogs, when we lived in Redford, we had dogs all around us that barked at all hours of the night. Our chickens, you can hear the roosters. The roosters are loud, but most people don't want roosters anyway because they're not breeding chickens. So if you just have hens, hens are very quiet. Hens hardly make any noise unless most of them, like, they'll cluck and be pretty loud when they're laying an egg, like, or just after they've laid an egg, just to kind of like let you know that they've laid an egg. Other than that, they make almost zero noise. Of course I say this, and now the roosters are going to go crazy, but they make almost zero noise during the night. Unless something is bothering them, they make no noise at night. They're just sleeping. They don't see well, so they don't, you know, it's not like they're making noise. So chickens are a far better neighbor than our dogs, without a doubt. But again, you have to fight that stigma. So I hope I answered some questions for you. If you're looking for a piece of property to do some gardening and have some chicken and ducks, stuff like that, there are ducks. So our ducks, we've got khaki Campbells mostly, and for the most part, they're pretty quiet. But in the morning, when they're hungry and they want to be fed, they're kind of loud. And actually, the ducks at night will make noise. Like, I'll be in my bedroom and I can hear them out the window quacking. There are ducks that don't make noise, and I can't think of the name of the breed off the top of my head. But if you're interested, let me know in the comments below, and I can find that for you and let you know. But yeah, that's what I got. I hope it helps you guys out at all. If you're looking for a piece of property, good luck. It's such a wonderful life to live out in the country on property. We are very, very blessed to do so. So If you haven't already, click that thumbs up, the subscribe button, go watch some other videos, and I appreciate you guys very much. So thank you guys so much for watching. God bless you and your family. Good luck if you're looking for property, and I'll see you guys in the next video.